morning, everyone. Actually, before getting started, I would like to provide you some technical information regarding interpretation and live streaming. And we have interpretation in 3 languages, Turkish, English, and Spanish. And for those who would like to listen in English and Spanish, you should choose the English and Spanish options. But in order to listen in Turkish, you should choose the Korean option. And there are also live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter accounts of TBD, EUROCHAMBERS, and TOBB. And you may find the link above the screen on those social media accounts to switch the language between English and Turkish. And now we are around like 90 participants, so we may start it. So with your permission, I will start. Good morning again, and welcome to the 3rd session of TBD Women Entrepreneurs Online Forum today. And my name is Oya Ersöz, and I'm the TBD team leader and project director at EUROCHAMBERS. And Turkey EU Business Dialogue has been implemented by EUROCHAMBERS in close cooperation with TOBB, the Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchange of Turkey. And as Turkey EU Business Dialogue project, we aim at strengthening mutual knowledge, dialogue, and long-term cooperation between Turkish chambers and their counterparts in the EU, thus promoting the integration of the EU and Turkish business communities. And we are organizing these Women Entrepreneurs Forum within our capacity building activities. And today we will focus on learning by doing, inspiring practices of women entrepreneurs in this session, where you will hear more about the stories, experience, and challenges of women entrepreneurs from different sectors, such as biotechnology, tourism, manufacturing, high-tech, energy sectors. Before introducing our distinguished panelists and moderator, I would like to kindly inform you that as TBD Project, we consider gender equality in our activities and support positively the participation of women to our activities and being a part of our project. And also I would like to take your attention that there is a woman power behind the organization of this event, TBD Women Entrepreneurs Forum. That's why I would like to thank to my team and especially to our capacity building expert, Angela Ustaros. And can we add, Angela, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me, Oya?
Yes, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Oya.
And thank to our project assistant, special thank to Duygu and Duygu Emini and Angela. As you see, we have woman power behind this organization. Actually, thank you for your efforts and great, excellent coordination. Thanks a lot, girls. And I would like to also thank to the rest of our team, to our grant expert Belgin Kılıç and financial expert Luca Bora for their support. And it's a great pleasure to welcome you today again and with such esteemed speakers. I would like to just introduce our moderator, and then she will introduce and provide you more detailed information about our panelists. We will have 3 women entrepreneurs from EU and Turkey, and Serpin Çetin Çift from EBRD, and she will tell more about the project of capacity building support to TOBB Women Entrepreneurship Councils. And today our moderator will be Selin Arslanhan. She is the founder and managing director at Redis Innovation. And I don't want to take your time, just a little reminder before we get started. If you have any questions during the speech, please type them into chat box on Zoom, and or comments parts of the other social media accounts with your name, institution, and to whom you are directing these questions, please, if you have specific names in your mind. And we will have time for discussion questions at the end, and our moderator will bring them up. Now, without any further delay, I would like to turn the time over to our moderator. Selin, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction and invitation to the panel, Oya. It's a pleasure for me to join you today, and also thank you very much to the project team for the organization. And I welcome all the participants to our panel, Learning by Doing, Inspiring Practices of Women Entrepreneurs. My name is Selin Arslanhan. I am the founder and the managing director of Redis Innovation. Redis is a consulting firm positioned as an innovation interface, actually. We provide services for the different actors of the innovation ecosystem by designing and implementing projects, and we create and implement thematic and focused startup programs. And I think this is one of the most important needs at the emerging entrepreneurship ecosystems. We will also talk about these drivers at our panel discussion. And a few words on the panel structure. We have 6 outstanding panelists and an informative initiator presentation by EBRD. We will start with the EBRD presentation. Then we will have 2 discussion rounds with our 6 panelists. And then we will have a time to answer the questions from participants, from you. Please write your questions during the panel. And now I would like to give the floor to Serpil Çetinçift from EBRD for her presentation. Thank you. Buyurun Serpil Hanım.
Thank you very much, Selin Hanım. Good morning, dear participants, and thank you very much for the invitation and this opportunity to introduce both EBRD and our project with TOBB. I'll try to share my screen, and then please bear with me. I think you see my screen now. Selin Hanım, if you can confirm.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm Serpil Çetinçift. I work as a regional principal manager in EBRD Ankara office. Today, I'll start my presentation with introducing who EBRD is, what we do in Turkey and other countries. And then I'll give some more details about our projects with TOBB Women Entrepreneurship Councils. EBRD is an international financial institution. We support the development of sustainable and well-functioning market economies. The bank established in 1991, our headquarters in London. We have 69 countries and 2 intergovernmental institutions, namely EU itself and EIB, as our shareholders. And Turkey is one of the founding shareholders since 1991 and represented in our board with a director from Turkish Treasury. Our name starts with European, but our operations are in very large geography. We operate more than 35 countries. EBRD operates in Turkey since 2009 with the establishment of our first office in Istanbul. And currently we have 2 offices in Turkey, in Istanbul and in Ankara. EBRD highly values and focused on development of inclusive economies. So women's participation to economy is one of the important topic in our agenda. We implement one of the largest women entrepreneurship program in Turkey between 2014 and 2017. The program was financed by EU, EBRD, and Republic of Turkey, and reached more than 20,000 women entrepreneurs. This program has 2 pillars. First pillar is finance. EBRD provided 300 million euro funding to 5 partner banks. And these banks distributed loans to more than 16,000 women-led businesses. And we are really proud that these loans goes to out of 3 big cities of Turkey, namely out of Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir in many different regions. Under finance pillar, we also provided technical assistance to our partner banks to develop their women banking departments, to train their loan officers about how to approach women entrepreneurs, and also review their portfolio to see the percentage of women entrepreneurs in banks' corporate credit portfolios. By doing this, we are trying to showcase that women entrepreneurs are a quite good client segment for banks too. And the other pillar is advice pillar. In EBRD, we believe that money is not enough to have the growth. Advice, access to information, know-how, expertise is really important. Under this program, we provided advisory support to 244 women-led businesses. More than 600 women join trainings. 80 entrepreneurs receive mentoring support. And we organize networking events and seminars to reach women entrepreneurs, and more than 13,000 women join these events. If any participant interested to learn more about this program, I put the website address here. You can visit the website. Program still continues with the contribution of Turkey and EBRD itself. We continue providing advisory support to women-led businesses, and we will start trainings again next year. After COVID, we moved our trainings from classrooms to the online platforms. We are cooperating with Kagidar. We develop a module together. It is online on their Pusula training platform. And this module actually focuses on to manage challenges created by the COVID crisis. During the implementation of Women Entrepreneurship Program, TOBB's Women Entrepreneurship Councils were our strategic partners. It is the largest women entrepreneur network in Turkey. It has more than 7,000 members in 81 cities. Members of the council are businesswomen, professionals, academicians with entrepreneurship focus, and representatives of NGOs. All these members are actually focused to support female entrepreneurship ecosystem in their region. These councils operate under the local chamber of commerce or industries, with the TOBB's leadership and oversight, of course. And During the program implementation, we met with TOBB headquarters and this council very frequently. And after the program, we met with TOBB headquarters and asked what can we do to improve capacity of these councils, who are really playing an important role to support regional women entrepreneurship ecosystem. We decided to select some pilot cities and had their women entrepreneurship councils to prepare their strategic plan. First 3 cities selected are Kocaeli, Antalya, and Erzurum. In order to help these women entrepreneurship councils, we engaged with Ernst & Young Turkey. They followed their special methodology. They call it purpose-led transformation. Actually, methodology has three steps. First one, they did a current situation analysis. Then they define improvement areas for each city. And then strategy development, roadmap preparation, and time plan preparation were done. When we signed the MOU with TOBB, it was February 2020. Immediately after we started the project, COVID happened. And we had to move all meetings and all discussions to online platforms. And during the project, 8 days of online workshops delivered in 10 sessions, and more than 30 online hours spent together with members of the Women Entrepreneurship Councils, internal and external stakeholders. I should say it was impressive that how quickly women entrepreneurs adapted themselves and joined all these meetings. And also EY also adapted their program so that we provided some sessions about managing COVID challenges, like how to manage your human resources during crisis, what are the available supports, some sessions also. During these workshops, we targeted 2 things. First one is helping women entrepreneurship councils to develop their strategic plan. The second one, improving individual entrepreneurship capacity about developing strategic plans. In case they need in their own enterprises, they will have the basic knowledge how to develop a strategic plan and they can implement it. Outcome actually, all these 3 cities prepared their strategy and roadmap for the 4 years, next 4 years, due to period of the current boards. And TOBB actually will lead and ensure that implementation will be according to the success measures identified during the project. These slides are in Turkish, but I directly copied from the strategic plan of the cities. As you can see, in each strategy, in each city, they first identified strategic areas, strategies, targets, and key performance indicators to reach these targets. After identifying, when you look at the strategic plan of the 3 cities, you see that strategic areas are quite similar, focusing on projects and services, corporate governance and management functions of the councils, communication and cooperation activities. Finally, I'd like to show one KPI table. Each city, each entrepreneurship council now has their time plan with KPIs, and the council members and management following their achievements from this table. If you are interested to read more about these strategies, I included the link on the presentation, but you can visit TOBB's website and see the strategies and studies done by the EY and the respective city councils. If you have further questions, you can reach me and our team through the kadınişletme@ebrd.com email address. And I also included our program's website here for the women entrepreneurs who are interested about EBRD's current available supports. What is next? Next is actually we are talking with TOBB headquarters, and we would like to replicate and disseminate this information to other city councils. But as I mentioned, there are 81 of them. So maybe the next strategy will be developing capacity within TOBB or within these pilot cities, and they will lead the other cities to prepare their strategic plan. That is all I'd like to share for today. And again, thank you very much for the opportunity and invitation.
Thank you very much for your informative presentation, Serpil Hanım. And now we are ready to listen inspiring entrepreneurship stories from our panelists from different ecosystems. In our first round at the panel, our speakers will tell us about their companies and entrepreneurship stories. We will start with Lina Tsalpantasi. I'm so sorry for the pronunciation. She is Oikon Group CEO and also EU Female Entrepreneurship Ambassador. The floor is yours, Lina. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation. It's really, I'm really proud to be part of this forum that I found very interesting all 3 days that I participated. Thank you for EBRD member executive that shared this valuable information. I will immediately share my screen as well. Okay. So I'm here to discuss about my entrepreneurial journey, which was not easy at all. And I would like to share this message actually with the ladies that are here, that after a long way, if you decide to take the path, then the success will come. I graduated with a bachelor's in science, but I realized that it was not something that I wanted to do. I already was working in a consulting firm, just taking copies and notes to take some pocket money for myself. So I continued by having some further studies in what was related to finance, because that was what I wanted to do. Currently, I'm the CEO of Eco Group Consultants. We have 6 entities. 4 of them are located in Europe, 1 in Middle East and 1 in Asia. I have been elected the president of Greek Female Entrepreneurs Association. I'm glad that I heard about Kagider. It's our sister organization in Turkey. We also work a lot, very closely with TOBB female sector, especially with the Izmir headquarters. I am elected vice president of AFAME, which is the Mediterranean Confederation for Female Business Women, the secretary of the Balkan Women Coalition, which is a sectorial geographical coalition in the Balkan region. Of course, Turkey is included in both. I am proud to be a female entrepreneurship ambassador of EU. I was selected in 2010, the honored ambassador for Greece. And apart from having my business consulting group, I'm mentoring and coaching a lot of female startups, and also I participate as business angel. Currently, I'm in 2 schemes that I support. I have supported more schemes in the past, and if you know the business angel procedure, when the startup reaches a specific level, you exit and then you enter in new ones. Why am I sharing all this with you? Because I want to share all the procedure on how we reach this level. The services that we are providing as a company is we develop project development services. People come to us, companies, stakeholders, organizations, and they ask us to provide with an idea, or they have an idea that they want to develop it as a project. We provide project management services, market research and marketing planning services, internationalization services, and strategies. Who finances us? We have projects that they are financed by EU, either by EBRD, USAID, UNDP, but also through private financing from companies themselves, that they believe that what we are doing is worthwhile and it will assist their company to get bigger. We are glad that also in TEBD with TEBD projects, I'm participating both as a project manager in several schemes throughout the past, but also our association of Greek business women is participating in one project that is going to finish right now. It's EUROCHAMBRES project with partners from Izmir, from Greece, two parts of Greece, Piraeus and Thessaloniki, and also from Spain, from Santiago de Compostela. So I'm in the bigger family of TEBD in a way or not. But what has been actually my entrepreneurial challenge? This company started in 2003. I was already working in a business consultancy group, not anymore taking copies, but I was actually working there as an executive. And I was facing what we are saying right now, glass ceiling in my work environment. Most of my ideas were hold on back because some other ideas from my male colleagues were going forward. I had faced the pay gap because at the moment I was the director of the branch of Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki is the second biggest city, if somebody doesn't know, in Greece. And I had 60% of the weights compared to the director of Patra's branch. Patra is the fifth city in Thessaloniki. And if we compare also numbers, during the time that I was the director of the branch of Thessaloniki, we managed to have 70% of the overall turnovers of the consulting group that I was working right there. I mean, we had even more turnovers than our head offices had. But still, my wage was a lot lower than my colleagues. So I said that I want to do something more. I want to follow my pathway. I want to follow my dream. I really believe in my ideas. I really believe that they are innovative, that I can reach out to clients. So in 2003, I started my own company just with a small office, and I only had budget for one secretary. I was actually doing everything on my own. I had no political influence. I had nobody to support me financially. I only had the moral support from my parents, which always believed and said, okay, you can do whatever you decide. But behind me, there was no system to support me on what we have, on what we think on the consulting businesses. So I took the challenge. I started working really hard. During these 17 years, it will be soon 18, I faced two capital controls, one in Cyprus and one in Greece. And why do I mention Cyprus? Because right then we had a very big contract, our first big contract with the Cypriot government, and we thought that we were really lucky to have it, and it became actually a burden, not an opportunity. a hazard for our company. We had to overcome these two capital controls, one in Greece and one in Cyprus. We also faced one potential bankruptcy because I had a severe health issue that led me to be 8 months out of my own company. I didn't know even if I was coming back, so I had to give the keys of the company that was not very well structured. It was quite early then, to somebody that was working with me. And when I came back to my office, I found the company in the edge of a bankruptcy. So 70 years later, one marriage and 2 children and zillion of flying hours, we reached at this point. This is where we have clients globally. We call ourselves globalized SME because we are still in the level of an SME as the banks are considering SMEs, but yet we have managed to have clients all around the world, support them with our 6 offices around Europe and the rest of the world. And the most important is that even though that Greece is in a big recession since 2011, our numbers have been rising and rising and rising, as well as our loyal clients, which is really important. The message that I want to give is that really, if you really believe in your idea, your business idea, whatever this is, and if you work really hard, after of course having a good plan on how to work, and if this idea can be sustainable, then everything is ready, it's possible to happen. I never believed that I will be in this position right now. I have approximately 100 employees around the world, which is quite a big number for a consulting company. And I am really hopeful for the future. Yesterday, actually, we were discussing here with some of my colleagues, because most of our are working remotely, that if during this crisis we are so busy, what will happen after the crisis? So my message is for you that you need to go on with your dreams. You need to try, you need to work hard, and everything is possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lina. And our second speaker is Pret Potisep. She is the founder of Design Tours. Pret, please, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, good morning to everybody from Thailand. And let me share the screen. I hope you can all see it.
Yes, thank you.
So my story is a little bit shorter compared to Lina's story, because Lina had absolutely wonderful long story to share. So contrary to Lina's story, my entrepreneurial story is short, but with a long continuation story. So I'm a founder of designtours.ee, and what does Design Tours do? So basically what we do is we make tailor-made design tours for travelers who are interested to get to know the designers, get to know what are the inspirations of the designers, what are the aspirations of the designers, what kind of fabrics they are using, what kind of daily hurdles they have, and why we see this as a very important aspect, and why should we have it as a business project, is the fact that we believe that when we have this designer to customer private contact, people care more about the clothes they're wearing, people care more about how the clothes are made or any accessory, and in a way they consume more consciously, and they also know that that how much effort has put into doing one piece of clothing. And The photo I have here on a slide is actually one of my favorite Estonian designers. I always say that Estonian design is the best kept secret of Estonia, because truth to be told, Estonia is widely known because of the e-solutions, because of the digital solutions, because of our e-nation. We are so used to those e and technology things that nobody else is using even, so we don't even notice it. And many of the people who come here to Estonia to discover our technology sector, they end up being really positively surprised about our design field. And why I also saw this business opportunity was actually the fact that I've been very lucky and humbled to work around different locations in the world. So nowadays they call it as a non-linear background in a or non-linear career path. And this means that I've been working in Latin America for the NGO, encouraging entrepreneurship on the social field or social entrepreneurship in general. I've been lucky to live and work in China, trying to build up the business over there. And I've been very lucky to be working also in a public sector, and as part of it being residing in Brussels and working for together with a Vice President of European Commission. So having worked in the NGOs, private sector, and public sector, at one point, lots of my friends started to ask me, so Piret, why aren't you making your own business? And I said that the time will come and the business will come as well. And it was one right moment when the business idea hit me. And actually it was the moment when a friend of mine was visiting me in Tallinn from New York. And we had a walk in the old town, and then we went to one designer showroom, and the designer was there, and they had a beautiful chat and conversation about the products they are making or the methodologies they use. Then we reached to another showroom, and surprisingly, the other designer was there as well. And because I know them from my previous jobs, again, we had a very nice and friendly conversation. And at this point, I realized that, oh, when I would be in New York, nobody could have a chat like this with me. No Calvin Klein, no Michael Kors. Maybe if I would be the president of Estonia, maybe, but even then it would be a question. And here right now, at this moment, the designers here in Estonia are still possible to reach. And I decided to tackle on this business opportunity. So actually here you can see several clients. I must admit that most of my clients, 99%, are female. And this actually goes along with who are the main purchasers for the design and clothing and accessories. And on the photos, you can also see the designers itself, because the designers have been very graceful to have the opportunity to work together with me, because they do wonderful designs, but they are also SMEs, meaning they don't have this marketing capacity to work on the same level of marketing as the big international brands. So they see the design tours as their means to reach to their clients who believe in sustainable business, who believe in sustainable fashion. And obviously, when I started, we had no idea about COVID. The idea was to make Estonian design known for international tourists who come to visit Estonia. However, when tourists doesn't come, so what do you do? And I decided to focus on Estonians itself. And it's amazing to see how little the locals know about the local designers. They know a few very famous designers, but there's like the whole big ecosystem which is here to explore. And as Lina was telling before in her presentation, it's all about having your true mission and then working hard to make this mission to go through. And it's you will always have supporters, but you will always have people who are doubting on your idea. And just work together with your supporters And the doubters, at one point, they will change their mind, and it will happen sooner or later. So really happy to here to share my story.
Thank you very much, Brett. Our last speaker from the EU part is Ana Moreal. She is the founder of IAR, and the floor is yours, Ana.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you correctly hear me?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I'm gonna share my screen just right now. Okay, okay. As soon as you are capable of seeing what I'm seeing, please let me know. It's okay?
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me here. So I am Ana Moreal. I am the COO of the company IAR. And first of all, I'd like to share with you who am I very shortly and what's our company. Okay, so that's me in the picture. And I studied, I like to start my story because there's something that I always share, that is that we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, so when I first studied in the school, I wanted to be a doctor. So that's why I studied a biology-oriented bachelor. Okay, so after that, I finished by studying industrial engineering degree. Why? For different reasons. Okay, but I have a little problem there, because I hadn't had physics, I haven't had mathematics, and I didn't have also design. So I had to reinvent myself when I studied industrial engineering just to go through all of it. And afterwards, I specialized in energy, specifically in renewable energy. And I wanted to become a professor in the university. So I studied a master oriented to do a thesis that will get me to go there, okay, to the university. And finally, for different reasons, I started a startup, okay? I changed like many times what I expected to be in my life. And finally, I started a company with 2 associates. So that's just for a first reflection, a first thing to show you is that we have to be open-minded, and we never know what's going to happen with our lives. So what happened with our company? Okay, when I started our first company, I studied. I was working in a co-working. I don't know if it's called everywhere that. It's an office shared with different people, with different companies. And there I met my 2 present associates. So we realized at this moment that augmented reality was very few known. And it was only used for video games and for kind of marketing stuff. But not for industry. And we really thought that it was a very, very impressive and very important use in industry. So what we do was to create a little prototype that you can see here. It's a PLC, which was connected to a tablet. And what we got there was we could control the PLC with the tablet with augmented reality buttons. Okay, it's a very technological thing, but what we could transmit to the people we were visiting at their enterprises was that it was possible to include a very innovative technology to their industries to reduce enormously the cost, because they were having all they had in the tablet and not in the physical parts they have there, and not in the physical screens in the PLCs, which are normally they are much more expensive, and that they could use even the smartphone just to access all the information automatically, just by recognizing the equipment. Okay, so this was the idea we were selling at this moment. And something interesting is that I have a very good friend that also has a company, and he told me, Anna, you don't know what you are doing, because it's very difficult to sell a new product to a client. But if you want to sell a new product to a new client, it's impossible. And we are very proud to tell that we got to do it because we had a new product. It was not comparable with anything it was in the market at the moment. And we have all new clients because we were starting at the moment. I'm talking about 2014. And right now we have been completely stabilized in the company. And finally, what we really do, this is two examples. So here we are the three associates, associates of the company. We are right now 30 people. My story is not as impressive and as successful as Linus and Piret's, which I'm completely impressed about their stories. But well, we have had a success also too. We are still growing, but very stabilized growing. And right now, let's say we develop not only augmented reality applications, but all type of mobility solutions to industry, because there's a sector very, very little exploited with a great potential, and we are really finding our place in there. I have to tell that myself, I have not found any limitations for being a woman. Okay, here I have been very, let's say, very lucky because from my point of view, I've been treated exactly the same as my other associates. So in this type of relationship, I have absolutely no limitation. And in the current status of the COVID, for us, it's been a very, let's say, interesting because we thought that we were having difficulties with the COVID, but in our point of view, it has been an opportunity because every enterprise has realized about the let's say, how important it is to digitalize, and that's what we do. So many enterprises had contact us during the COVID times to try to implement different type of digitalization in their companies. Okay, and just to finish, I'd like to say that I completely agree with my colleagues that we have the most important thing to succeed is to trust in our idea. Everybody is going to think and to make comments about what we want to do. And it's important to listen, but we still have to trust ourselves because everyone's going to say a different thing. And it's we have to go on and think about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now we will listen entrepreneurship stories from Turkey. We will start with Zuhal Gözüküçük. She is the chairman of Gözüküçük Manufacturing. Buyurun Zuhal Hanım, söz sizde.
Teşekkür ederim. Sesim geliyor mu?
Evet, geliyor.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Hello. My name is Zuhal Gözküçük. I am the founding manager of my company. First, I would like to begin by thanking for your invitation to this organization. It's very important to be able to introduce my company, my entrepreneurship journey in this kind of event. This is a never-ending journey for me, actually. It's always continuing. I'm actually an agricultural engineer. First, I began working as a teacher. Then I worked as a quality control engineer in a factory. After those experiences, I started working in a public administration, and I continued there as an engineer until the end of 1992. So I consider that the first phase of my life. And after I retired, I started working on topics that I enjoyed as hobbies. That's what I got from this very famous magazine from Germany in Turkey. It was called Burda, and it was about tailoring. And I had entered a competition there. I had prizes. Then in the mid-90s, I unfortunately lost my husband, and then that began the second phase of my life. And that was entrepreneurship journey. That shows you actually that entrepreneurship does not have a age. My husband was the founder of Gözü Türk Machinery. He had worked here and managed the company until his death, but we had to close the business with his passing away. But that made me very sad. I didn't want to lose the business of my late spouse, and I wanted to continue his heritage, actually. Therefore, I started getting interested in this machinery sector, which I had no idea about. So I began from sub-zero. It's, of course, not a very easy process. I've had a lot of challenges that I had to face. I was in a very male-dominant environment. I had peer pressure. I had children. They were grown up. One was in university, one was in high school, but nevertheless they couldn't help me. Therefore, I was completely alone. But I think you have to make a decision in those challenging times, and those decisions direct your life. And my decision then was to continue in spite of everything. Therefore, I entered the university exam once again in 1999, and I went to school at night, to a vocational school. So after 45, I was both an entrepreneur and a student. Then I reopened the business. I enlarged it, and my company was based in Kayseri, and I'm living here still, and I would like to greet you from Kayseri. And Kayseri is quite an industrial city in Turkey. There's a lot of machinery production here. And until 2000, we only provided machinery production support to only factories that were in Kayseri. But then we expanded our market. We started looking around the country, and in the meantime, both my sons graduated from university and they joined me in our company, and we started looking at what more we can do. And we wanted to go beyond local markets. We started looking at what other opportunities we could have. For that, we started looking at international fair possibilities. We started looking at companies that were similar to us. And from all of that knowledge, we started drawing up a roadmap for ourselves. We started contacting with global brands so that we could be subcontractors for them. We started investing in technology. We prioritized quality, and we always strive to produce above a certain standard. In time, we grew, and our technology also grew, and we came to a really significant capacity. Now we thought we can take part in those fairs that we were looking at previously. After 2006, we started becoming members of many major machinery fairs in Europe, and we started our export, first to Italy and Germany. we started working with international customers, and that created a very important opportunity for us. We learned a lot from them. We increased our quality with them. They really guided us. Kayseri is also a furniture city. Therefore, in about 4 years, we also entered the furniture subsector, and we established a sub-business for that. But I'm always very much more interested in the machinery. Therefore, I continued there, and I let go of my furniture business after a certain while. In 2016, we heard about the TOBB programs, and we started entering the tenders that they were announcing. And one tender that we were rewarded was very important for us as a company. It was also a source of pride for us, and we continued to work at a higher level. We started expanding to automotives, defense, and we are producing upon order for multiple sectors. We do export in these sectors as well, and we can do the added value products, and I think that is a very important aspect. I think that's also very important for our country as well. Our export needs to be more qualified in terms of added value, so that actually we can move forward and we can get out of these economical problems that we are facing nationally, and we can overcome all of that with this kind of direction. The pandemic, of course, was quite challenging. We had to re-evaluate a lot of things that we did. We are also active since 2007 in the TOBB Women Entrepreneurship Council. I've been the president in Kayseri for some time. I'm also a member of the chamber in Kayseri, and my fundamental aim is to be able to support as many women entrepreneurs as I can. And hopefully, we will be able to see more women at senior positions, owning their own businesses, so that they can be economically empowered and they can become empowered individuals, and they can contribute to our country, to the world at large as well. In the meantime, I would like to thank you all once again for inviting me here. I hope that I've been able to contribute. This is a very short version of my life. I could go to details for at length, but I think I'll stop here. Thank you very much, really, for your story, Zuhal. It's a very impressive story, and I'm sure that everybody has been impressed.
We will listen Filiz Aktaş. She is the founder of Mattress Metal. Filiz Hanım, sizi dinliyoruz. Teşekkürler. Filiz Hanım, mikrofonunuz kapalı.
Filiz Hanım, your microphone is turned out. Hello. I'm going to begin by sharing my presentation.
Evet, geldi sunumunuz. Teşekkürler.
Yes, we see your My name is Filiz Akkaş. I'm the CEO founder of Mappis Metal. After university in 2011, I took part in the entrepreneurship trainings of COSCEP, and I founded Mopsis in 2011. At the beginning, we had 3 staff, and we are manufacturing industrial products, automotive parts, solar energy, panel frameworks, and we first got certified for different aspects of production. And then we also entered the aerospace and defense industries. We got ISO certification that provided us an international perspective. In 2015, in France, we merged with the Zodiac family and the aerospace company from the US. We signed mergers with them. In 2016, we became a subcontractor for Turkish Airlines as a female entrepreneur for the first time. And we also have been working with major actors in these fields, and we are producing added value products for them. We have already been taking part in international tenders, and one especially tender that we were awarded was very important. It was from Aselsan in 2019, and Aselsan is a very important defense industry institution, and we now are taking part in multiple projects, international projects. We have licensings that we have finalized, and we are always looking to improve our capabilities. Now we are producing air cleansing equipment, and this was our own production, and it's a pride for us. Our products are being sold in Europe and the US at the moment. Mopsis Metal has a 3,000 square meter area now with 40 staff, and we have certifications, we have specialized productions. And I would like to actually end my words here, just saying that it is my pride to be here among yourselves in this forum.
Last speaker for the first round is Aslı Elif Tanur Samancı. She is the Managing Director of BU. Buyurun Aslı Hanım.
Çok teşekkürler.
Thank you very much.
Herkese merhaba.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you very much for this very nice organization. I am very happy to be with you here today. I'm trying to open my presentation. Can you see it now?
Evet.
Okay. I will tell you about how I became an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur. My background is I'm a food scientist. I have Master of Science degree and doctorate degree on food science and technology, and I have experience over 21 years about beekeeping and bee products, especially propolis, royal jelly, pollen, honey, all natural bee products. I'm an expert on R&D, quality management, marketing and sales of these products. I worked for professional companies like about 17 years after I graduated from the university. Then I because of a health problem of my son, I met propolis, and with propolis, with the propolis that I extracted in my lab, he was healed. His immune system was supported and he was healed. And then I decided to become an entrepreneur. I decided to start production of propolis and to tell the health benefits of these natural products to all the humanity. And in 2013, I decided to become an entrepreneur, stop my professional work, and applied COSGAP is an association in Turkey supporting middle and small and middle entrepreneurs. So I applied this association, and they funded my project, my R&D project about the production of propolis in Turkey with contracted beekeeping model, and to turn it into natural supplements where humans can digest easily. So this was my R&D project, and that's how I started my company. I'm a member of International Honey Commission, and I'm a member of also International Standards Organization about bee products. So I have deep expertise about these bee products from the supply chain from the hive to table. I founded my company together with my husband and my professor Dilek. She's a food scientist, and I had my master of thesis degree with her. Also, my husband is an agricultural engineer and a beekeeping specialist. So three of us founded Beyop Propolis, which is our Turkish brand, and our international brand is B&U. So we founded our SBS B&U company to start production of propolis in 2013 in technology development area of Istanbul Technical University. Now we are the biggest company in Turkey producing bee products, mainly propolis, royal jelly, raw honey, and pollen, and bee bread. We have about more than 4,500 contracted beekeepers, and we have about more than 500,000 contracted beehives. There is 175 persons working for our company. We have also another company in USA for sales and marketing of our products internationally. There are over 34 food scientists, chemists, biologists working in our R&D center. We are also recognized as an R&D center by Turkish Ministry of Technology. So we have a very deep expertise as a team. We have a very deep expertise about beekeeping, bee products, R&D, agricultural engineering, and food science and technology. And we are putting this know-how into our own brand and own bee products. We are operating in about 15 countries worldwide. The mother country is Turkey. We are sourcing from Turkey with beekeepers, turning them into natural foods and food supplements, different patented formulations, and sending this over to USA, Europe, MENA region, and South Korea. And these are our business partners. So we are available in about 35,000 pharmacies worldwide, and we are available about more than 15,000 health chain and organic food stores worldwide. We are also selling online in Turkey, in Europe, and USA too. Turkey is the second country after China with its number of beehives. We have about 7 million beehives in Turkey, and there are 72,000 beekeepers in Turkey too. So this is a really huge opportunity for Anatolia, the region where Turkey is placed, to become the first about beekeeping and bee products in the world. And the quality of the bee products produced in Turkey is much different than other parts of the world too. Our main product is propolis, which is a resin-like product from the hive that bees collect from the trees. And it's a natural antioxidant. It has 80 times more antioxidants compared to pomegranate. It's a natural immune supporter and a very strong antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergic, and anti-cancer agent too. And we tested our products versus 126 other propolis products on the world market, and it has been proven that our product has minimum 3 times more antioxidants compared to any other competitor brand on the market. This is our value chain. We produce with our beekeepers. We also try to sustain their business. $0.1 of each product that we sell on the market, we return it back to our beekeepers on top of what we pay for the product to them as a bonus every year so that they can grow their business. We collect the raw material, mainly propolis, and we have a patented technology to extract it to get all the health beneficial phenolics and flavonoids out of it. After that, we turn it into different formulations, which are all certified and branded and distributed worldwide. We are also running clinical studies with Anatolian propolis that we produce. We have run a clinical study with Istanbul University and Istanbul Technical University on breast cancer cells, and it has been proven that Anatolian propolis inhibits cancer cell growth while reducing the proliferation of tumor cells significantly, and also by protecting the healthy cells in the body. This was a very important study, and it has been proven that it's better than the Anatolian propolis, is much different and better than other types of propolis in the world too. We also tested our products versus Manuka products in the world markets. Manuka is well known with its antibacterial activity, and it has a wide range of distribution worldwide. It's our competitor, main competitor in the world market. And it has also been proven that our products has shown minimum 3 times more antioxidants and has more active compounds, 3 times more active compounds compared to any other Manuka product on the market. This is our product range. We have dietary supplements, superfood mixtures designed for kids products, pure raw honeys, and skincare products. All of them are 100% natural, gluten-free, non-GMO, pesticide-free, free from any additives, colorants, and preservatives, and they have innovative taste options too. We have all the necessary certifications worldwide, which is starting from GMP, ISO certifications, organic certification, and also kosher and halal certification too. And we have won 34 different national and international awards up to now for women entrepreneurship, for innovation, for special formulations of our products. And thanks for listening to me. I hope I could be helpful for this forum. Thanks for inviting me too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aslı Hanım. It's really an inspiring story. Now we are ready for the second round. As you all know, there are many different actors and components at the entrepreneurship ecosystem. I would like to ask our panelists, what is the most important driver at the entrepreneurship ecosystem to accelerate startups, companies' growth? Again, we can start with Lina. Lina, what do you think about the most important driver at the entrepreneurship ecosystem? Could you tell us about your experience?
Thank you for the question. First of all, I think that the motivator is your inner will. Apart from the time period of any time that you try to do your own job, it's your inner will that motivates you. But if we consider about the general idea, I mean, if we have concluded that we do want to become entrepreneurs, we do want to follow our ideas, skills that we need to obtain related to the ideas, and in this period, IT skills are really important components of our success in the future.
Thank you. And Pret, what do you think about the drivers?
So from a perspective of a micro entrepreneur, I would point at 2 things. One is how to reach to your audience, and the other is
Forumu da
The other is how to get the contacts or get in contact with like-minded individuals and like-minded entrepreneurs. So in my background, you can see the logos of Estonian Chamber of Commerce, where I actually work on my daily basis as well. And I think chambers or any other umbrella organizations which bring the female entrepreneurs together and make the platform for them to network is absolutely wonderful. And the other thing for micro entrepreneurs is how to reach to your customers, because most probably like half of you are nodding when I'm telling that you can spend like hundreds of and thousands of euros in a social media promotion, but you will have none of the clients from there. So how to make the successful and efficient marketing is definitely one of the things that SMEs and even big companies need the help.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Anna, do you agree with Lina and Brett? What do you think?
Yeah, of course, I agree. I would like also to give another point of view. Okay, so from our point of view, or in our case, I would talk about two things. Okay, again, for us, it's very important to put always the client in the middle. Okay, in many times it happens that we have a product, we have a service that we offer, and we think it's our product and our service. So if the client wants something a little bit different, we say, no, we don't offer this, I'm sorry. Okay, we think it's very important that this is changing a lot, and right now there are a very, very wide offer about everything. And we have to take care that the client is the one that rules. So we have to adapt. We have to adapt the needs. And if we can offer something which can be a little bit personalized for them, for us is the clue. Okay, one of the clue. And the second one is to, as I said before, is to be open-minded. I mean, things are changing very, 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 very fast, and we can't lose the train. So if something is going in front of us, we have to go further, okay? And the people that, or the companies that are not prepared for getting into this train, they're going to disappear. So it's not a clue of accelerate growth, it's to stabilize growth, because we can accelerate right now, but in 2 months or 1 year, maybe this acceleration just falls completely down.
Yeah. Sure, sure. And now experience from the Turkish ecosystem. Zuhal Hanım, siz girişimcilik ekosisteminde büyümeyi tetikleyici unsurlar hakkında ne
Zuhal Hanım, what do you think about the drivers of growth in Turkish ecosystem? What do you think which will be essential, especially in Turkish ecosystem? Zuhal Hanım.
Tamam, mikrofonu açtım. Adımı söylemediğiniz.
Unmuted myself. I didn't hear my name, that's why. I did, but probably you didn't hear. I'm sorry. First of all, you should love what you do. You should stand for it. You have to follow the innovations in your sector, and you have to stand firmly on your feet. TOBB's Women Entrepreneurs Network is being very instrumental for women entrepreneurs to stand together, to get to know each other, and also to share some clients with each other. That's my experience. That's my take. Thank you. Let's continue with you, Filiz Hanım. Of course, we are now living in Industry 4.0 era. It is ICT time. It's not only people, but the things are communicating with each other. So without thinking, I would say that a network based on good relations and using IT technologies effectively in this network of relations, because the most precious asset is knowledge, and to be able to reach it better, to use it better, a very well-founded network is essential. The most important characteristics of entrepreneurs are being courageous and to take risks. And this courage also requires being far-sighted and looking at all options. When I look at my own career, I can see that much clearly. Unlike many people, I don't think that women are prevented that much in their business life. When you start your career path, you should be clear from such prejudice in your mind first, because your determination, your power will show itself eventually. A women entrepreneur, if you are courageous and you have good relations, you might have some advantages and you can be supported even more than some men. Therefore, it is very important to knock on the doors of Kagidar, NGOs, and you have to be patient and you have to be determined. In my own career path, I experienced the advantage of being a woman. It is courage, determination, and patience. These are the three words coming up to my mind. And to all NGOs, public organizations, and the people that were with me on this journey, I would like to thank them all for their support.
What do you think?
Well, I think entrepreneurship is very important. We have to develop more women entrepreneurs in our country and worldwide too, because we know that if we can improve women entrepreneurship, we can improve everything in Turkey and also worldwide. What women should do for a successful entrepreneurial, they should focus on their idea first. Everyone who wants to be successful in their idea, they should first focus on their idea and they should develop their own business plan even before they start. So they should know what factors they need. They will need human resources, they will need, of course, capital, they will need maybe technical and also maybe raw material if they produce something. So they should know, even maybe a factory or an office, they should know what they need from the first, even before they start. So I advise them first to train themselves on this building up their own business plan issue. This is what I did. This is what I did. I first had my business plan. I learned how to do it. I was a food scientist. I didn't know how to make a business plan, and I learned it. I went back to school, back to Istanbul Technical University, and had my Master of Business Administration degree to learn about the marketing, sales, financials, and how to run a company and how to make a business plan. So this is what we should do. If you know that, then you can see your way. You can know where to go, and you can understand whom to connect also. You need a network. Please go into all the networks where possible for women entrepreneurship, for associations who are supporting entrepreneurs, also associations who are supporting innovation technology. Please go and search everyone and touch everyone who you think it can be beneficial to apply your business plan. And of course, it's also very important to understand the customer needs. What does your customer need? So you can have an idea, you can have a product, you can have a plan, but you should understand if there is a need also from the customer on your idea or plan or product. Listen to the customers. Then you can model your product or idea better, and you can touch directly. If you can touch directly this need, this is definitely will become a success. So generally, this is what I can say. And please don't forget to apply for supports. There are financial supports for R&D, for entrepreneurship, but you have to prepare a very good application form for them, and you have to present your pitch. So please don't forget to apply, so you can success very easily if you do all this work before you start your entrepreneurship road. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to highlight your last point. please match the needs and the idea. It's really important. And thank you very much for your inputs and comments. We are in our last 5 minutes actually, and now we can answer the questions, a few questions maybe from participants. I am checking the questions. I think we have a question for Lina. What were some of the key activities that led to the success of your organization in the beginning? Would like to know more about how you structured your business. Lina, would you like to answer it?
Yes, of course. When I decided to have my own consulting company, as I told you, what led me was that the fact that my ideas was not going through the management and other ideas were over that. That means that I had a great belief in what my ideas were. So you need to have a real belief in your plan, your future plan, your future business. So what I had proposed to my managers, and then it was what I actually did in my business, is that we need to cover the gap of the market. Always when we go into a new business, you need to find what is the gap in your market that you need to cover. Do you want to make better products because you don't consider the products as good as yours? Do you want to cover how quick you will provide the products, for example? What I identified as the gap in the market was that small and medium enterprise didn't have access to consulting services. All the big multinationals were giving services to the big companies. If you were going there and you were an SME and you were trying to get your some type of services, they were too expensive for you, or even they wouldn't reply. And they were also very low standard consultants. Usually they were accountants that they named themselves consultants, that they were giving services for SMEs. So there was a big gap in the market on giving professional good services for SMEs and helping them develop with reasonable pricing. And of course, this could lead with many clients to bigger turnover than having 5 big clients or 10 big clients. So I did identify what was needed and I focused on that. And this is what we are known for now, that we give excellent services on the level of multinationals to even the smallest client that comes around. And of course, that doesn't mean that your client always stays small. You assist them to grow and get bigger. So this is what is the main point. Our colleagues discussed about business plan, and identifying the market gap is a big aspect of the business plan. So that led me to have immediately clients, and I gave the message. When I was selling, let's say, my services, I was giving this message that come to us because we are going to have the services that you don't have in the market right now. Now, there are a lot of initiatives that support SMEs. But back then in 2003, nobody was interested about SMEs because the economy seemed well. From then, every now and then, we reschedule our services and we see again what is needed in the market that is not covered by others that give similar services.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for your inputs. And I think we have an attendee to ask a question. We can listen. Muazzez Hanım. Muazzez Günay, you can join us to ask your question. Is it possible to have Muazzez Hanım? We couldn't. Okay. Yes. I think now we can hear her. No? Okay. I think we have a question from Angela. Angela, would you like to ask your question?
Yes. Thank you, Celine. I think, well, the participants cannot join with the camera, but they can write the question in the chat as we are doing during the full session. So my question is really quick and completely different as what the speakers were presenting, and it's because I saw that during the speeches, most of our panelists studied engineer. And I was quite surprised because one of the discussions on women's and gender equality is that there are not much women who studied engineer or technical careers. So my question is also if we need to change something on the school education, or how do they see this gap also on women, how we can encourage women to study these engineer and technical careers. Thank you.
If I may say, in Greece, we don't have such a big gap in studying engineering. We actually have quite a lot female engineers. The problem is what is happening afterwards with the engineering careers. I mean, what we need to focus and what needs to go into education is the education of gender equality, because what we are lacking is of healthy stereotypes that will showcase also a female engineer. I was in another panel just 2 days ago, speaker in business in agri-food sector. We have lots of agricultural engineers. Most PhD agricultural engineers in Greece are women, but they're not in the high position, neither they're mostly working in the food industry because there is no interest for anyone to hire them apart from food industry. And we were given some examples. So what we need to do is educate not only women, but also men. Educate everybody from small ages to uncover the gender gaps. If we uncover the gender gaps, even in the countries that women don't tend to study engineering, they will. But also we will cover the potential of the women studying engineering and having some good balance on it to chase a good career and not a low-class career.
And
I would add from my side regarding the gender gap, it's as a mother of a daughter, it's easy to witness how the girls and the boys make the very different choices already from a very early age. So for my daughter, it has always been ballet dancing and then arts and ceramics. And when there was a science class, voluntary based, happening in a school, then the reason why she wanted to opt out was the fact that there was none of the other girls attending. And here in Estonia, what the people have understood is that we need a different approach for girls. So there are special courses only designed for girls in order to make them enthusiastic about the science and make them enthusiastic about the mathematics, algorithms, technology in general. And with my own daughter, how the story ended, she finally went to the science club and she loves it. But she went because one other girl was brave enough to go. And then two of them felt more welcomed by the whole group of 20 boys. And this is something what it tells that as parents, it's not the job of the teachers. I think it also depends a lot on the guidance of the parents and how we make the digital and technological subjects attractive for girls. So it's not only about design and arts, but it's also about the technology, which we all have to handle.
I would like also to give my point of view, because I'm at the perfect example, Angela, of what you say. In fact, I just said when I introduced myself, that I wanted to study, I learned the biology bachelor. And the reason was because I thought that engineering was terribly, I didn't like it. I really didn't like the degree of engineering. And the reason why I decided to study it, it was because of my parents told me that it would be better to do it. Okay. And it was absolutely a choice that I didn't take, but I have to admit that I don't regret it. I really loved it. And in my case, I realized afterwards that my problem was that I really didn't know what was studying engineer, what was it become in the future if I studied engineer. And this is a problem. In my point of view, is the training of the information we give to child. And I'm right now very involved in the STEM world. Tomorrow I have even a conference in a school just to talk to everyone, not only girls and boys, about what is really an industrial engineer in the real world. It's not just the degree, it's what you become later, okay? And this, in my case, I didn't know it, and that's why I hated it. For me, it was terrible, and I wanted to be a doctor. But afterwards, I realized that it's great, it's beautiful, and we need to know what's the real thing about it. So in my case, it was because of my parents, the environment that I had. I was treated not for being a girl. I had brothers and sisters. I was the same as everyone. They didn't orient me to another thing or another, but it was my choice. I didn't like it. So I think to answer you, Angela, I think there's many things to do, and one of the things is information to the people when they are studying in the school.
Thank you. Any other comments? Last comments. Okay, I think we can have a last question. We have a question for... Pardon Zuhal Hanım, buyurun.
May I take the floor? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. May I take the floor? Yes. I am an engineer as well, and I'm from an engineer family. My husband was an engineer. My two sons are engineers, and I think this is very important. We are all based on math perceptually, and that is a very important driver in our life. We are all very dependent on logic, and I think girls should always be promoted to do this. And in Kayseri, at the university, we went to departments and we shared our stories so that we can be role models and we can show that girls can do this and should do this. Thank you very much. May I also contribute? I think economical development plans of countries should emphasize production and industry. And in those sectors, you need a lot of qualified staff. And therefore, you need to educate more young people in that regard. Of course, with equal rights and equal opportunities, and in the employment sector with equal pay. I personally have a business administration bachelor degree, but I'm working with engineers. And I don't think I need to be an engineer in my position. I've received trainings, I've received education about my business, and I think this is important for equal opportunity.
I can read the question. There is a growing trend in Europe for organic and eco-friendly products. I have just Googled and saw that you have multiple online stores across Europe, which is amazing. Do you engage in sustainable production practices to cater to this growing demand for greener and organic products? And this will be even more significant from the perspective of the European Green Deal. Would you like to answer the question, Aslan?
Yes, of course. I was just typing also to her. But anyway, it's better like this way. Yes, of course. We are That is why we are working with constructive beekeeping model. There are no middlemen. This means that we provide free training and free equipment to our beekeepers to sustain their business and also to help them develop their business. When we started in Turkey in 2013, they didn't know how to produce propolis. They didn't know how to produce royal jelly, bee bread. And we also, pollen, we also trained them. So they learned how to produce all these natural products. They were just making money out of honey only. And they were giving it to middlemen, and middlemen were giving it to factories, honey packaging factories. So they were not making money out of it, out of this business model. But when they started working with us, they started making money out of other value-added bee products. And as there are no middlemen, they started making more money out of this business model by directly working with us. This is also called fair trade business model. So we are trying to improve their business, sustain their business. And this is also good for the health of the world. Why? Because, 80% of all the plants are pollinated by bees in the world. This means 60% of what humans eat are also produced by bees. So if there are no bees in the world, this means there will be no plants, no agriculture, and no food, thus no humanity. So we are also trying to keep the number of bees growing in the world. This is also a fair trade business model. Both we are certifying organic our beekeepers. So we are trying to keep beekeeping and bees for the future of the world. So our business model is based on that. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. I think our time is up. Thank you very much to all participants for your contribution and joining us today. Thank you very much to our panelists. And I think the floor is yours, Oya. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a very excellent session again, and we are really delighted to hear from great inspiring women and all their efforts and work. And it's a really great pleasure, and we are proud of it. And thank you for joining us for the third session of TBD Women Entrepreneurs Online Forum. And hope to see you in the afternoon session. It will be on roles on activities of the EU, European and Turkish Chambers in women entrepreneurship. And then we will have closing session, and you will be able to hear the closing remarks of EUROCHAMBRES CEO Ben Butters, Ambassador Mr. Kemal Bozay, the permanent delegate of Turkey to the EU, and head of the EU delegation to Turkey, Ambassador Nikolaus Meyer-Landrut will also join us. So, and a recorded version of all those webinars will be available in our TBD website and YouTube accounts. Thank you again for your contribution, participation, and time. See you in the afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.